I'm finally going to do a room tour. I've been wanting to do one for about a month or two now, and I keep thinking, okay, well, when I do this, I'll do a tour. Okay, no. When I do this, I'll finally do a room tour. And I still feel that way. I still feel like there's a couple things I want to do before I do a room tour, but my room is actually clean for once, so I figured I would just go ahead and do it. So as you can see, that is my dog Jilly, and she is always in here if I'm in here. I love how she wags her tail when I say her name. So when you walk in, this is kind of like my room at a glance. There's not a whole lot of light. There's just one big window, and then I have a light on my desk. And then of course I have my Lavish Laces light that Cameron got me a couple years ago. So let me start here. When you walk in, the first thing I have, I love this. It's a dress form that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I just hang some of my favorite laces so that I can see them. And let me step over Jilly. When you first walk in to the right, oh, and before I say that, okay, let me start here. I have carpet in this room, and then there's tile right here in this little area. And then the rest of the house, it's really messy, don't pay attention. The rest of the house has like this beautiful wood flooring, but then this back section has not wood flooring. So anyway, here, when you walk in the door, I have a lot of shelving, and I have some projects displayed up there right now. I don't have a good place to display things, and I've been hesitant to put up shelving because I am in a rental home, and with the last two moves that I've done, they've been really hard to box up everything, and it's just been a challenge. And I'm afraid if I put too many things out, it's just more I'll have to box up. And yeah, so I don't have a lot of things on display as much as I would like, but I am thinking I may do some shelving because I know I'll be here at least another year, and that's a long time. So anyway, this is the unit that I got from Target a long time ago. I have some different basket shapes, as you can see, and then some shelving. The last time I did a room tour, this shelving here was where I kept all of my rosette trims and things, but I changed it so that I have a lot of my inks and sprays, and it just makes it really easy to pull out and see what I have. That way I can actually use them. For a while they were just all in baskets, and I didn't use any of them because I couldn't see them, and now I can. So it's really easy to get to them. These little clear plastic trays my friend Barbara gave to me a long time ago, so I don't know where you would even get those, but I was just fortunate that she gave those to me, and they work perfectly. So I just keep lots of miscellaneous things. I have flowers in this basket, some flowers here, some different frames. All of my rosette trims are in those two baskets mostly, and then I have some in this basket down here. I've got some different laces. This unit over here, as you can see, I have a lot of flowers, some of the old school Prima, like single layer flowers. I've got buttons and things. I have an extra lamp. And then those baskets have a lot of shop items, like my single flowers, my rosette trims. I do have a couple baskets with personal items. Like this basket I think has flowers. Yeah, these are like Prima flowers and packaged flowers and things. And then another one has like boxes that I need to alter. Yeah, in here. But most of this is shop stuff. And then over here I have my TV. I have just some miscellaneous things in that stand. I have the Xbox so that I can watch Netflix and Hulu. I had a Roku and had it plugged in, but for some reason, because of the signal, I just never got signal, so the Xbox works. Right now, I have just something hung up with lots of pictures of Cameron and I and the dogs up there, but I have some pieces of art there that I'd really like to hang up. One my friend Tina made me for the Galaxy over here. I love it. It's one of my favorite paintings ever. And then my friend Jane made this for me a couple years back, and then I painted this at one of those like paint night things a long time ago. So then here's my window for part of my backyard. And that house is empty. There's no one living there right now. When there are people living there though, I feel weird keeping the windows open, because if they open their windows, I'm afraid they could see in. Alright, so here's my desk area, and this is kind of like the big thing I was waiting for before I did a room tour. Was I got a new desk. I just got it from IKEA. It was really, really cheap. I got the legs and then the tabletop separately. The tabletop was like 30 bucks and the legs were like $4 each or something like that. However, the tabletop is gray. The box said white. and we got it all the way home from Orlando, and we opened it, and it was not white, it was gray. And I was really bummed, but I wasn't going to drive back to Orlando or fuss with the return. I really wanted a desk that was big enough to use, and I got it. So very happy with that. This little unit over here, there's my scale. I have some flowers in there that I give away with orders, my cutter. I have some different papers, and this is just like a little box. Inside I have random things in there. I have an organizer down there that I keep different things in. And then here, this is like where I keep a lot of my main embellishment things. This is where I keep my bags for the store and business cards, shipping bags as well. I have just random bling. I have metal pieces. I have my dies in one, and just random things. These containers, I got them from Michael's like 4 years ago, maybe longer, and they stack on top of each other. They sold them, I think, 3 or 4 in a set, but I cut the little edges off that clamp them together, and I put them in here, and they make perfect little drawer separators, and that way it's easier to store different embellishments and keep them organized and things. There's Tim Holtz stuff. Here's my Annie drawer. There's some miscellaneous things that all the stuff I got from Annie, Miss Garden Girl 1, and then like wood chips and miscellaneous things down here. And then I have my tool caddy, some things I'm working on, my small set of Copics that I'm starting to build again. I have some different art pieces over here. Some of these layouts I made this one, that one, and then this one Juliana made for me. Thank you, Juliana. I just switched out the picture because she made it for me a long time ago. And then this piece of art, my co-teacher from last year painted that for our team for a Christmas present. And then in this unit over here, I have lots of stuff for the shop. That's pretty much all that's in there, stuff for the shop. That's some of the rosette trim for the shop as well. And then I have this unit from IKEA with just miscellaneous things that I use when crafting, and then the bottom is stuff for the shop. And then everything over here is stuff for the shop pretty much. This unit is filled with different miscellaneous laces, and then some flowers and bling at the bottom. And then these 2 containers are lace bolts. Down here is storage. I have a bunch of layouts down here, and then just random things in there. I don't even know what's in there. And then I have a couple boxes here waiting to go out for some gifts for people. This has my bling, and then when you get to my closet, I do a lot of storage in here. Those boxes up there are my projects that really need to go on display, and you can see one of my favorite projects ever. It's the mermaid card that I got from Bonnie a long time ago, and it's like one of my favorite things ever. And then I have a few things that are hung up. I have my J hung up. I have this. Sabrina made this for me a long time ago. Sabrina made that for me too. And then my box from Juliana is over here. I have an album that I made that I really need to put pictures in. And I just haven't yet. I need to do that. And I have miscellaneous things in these drawers. I have ribbons, stamps. And one is just bubble wrap. And then I have just all kinds of things. I have flowers in one drawer. And here's my paper. This is kind of like my special paper, and then ongoing projects. I keep ongoing projects in these little envelopes, not envelopes, whatever you call these things. If I'm working on a layout, or if there's a project in particular I want to work on, I put all the papers and things I need, and then I keep them in there until I can work on it. And then if I'm using a paper line, I'm trying to find the one that I just was using the other day. And of course I can't find it right now. But if I have a paper line that I'm using in particular, I know it's strange, but I take all the sheets of the paper line that I have, and I try to use all of them, because it's frustrating to me when I want to work with a paper line and I have 2 sheets left and then nothing else. So I try to use them all up at one time, which I know sounds silly. I don't have to do that, but I do. And so then I keep them in here. Like this, I was doing something with this paper line, so I have all of the papers in there so that I can make another project with what's left. Yeah, I don't always do it all at once, but I try to keep them together that way. Like in these packs, I have full sets. Like this is a full set of the Londonary collection, and this is a full set of whatever this collection is. And this is a full set of whatever this collection is. All right, I hope that makes sense. And then here is just, I have flowers for the shop, flowers for the shop, flowers for the shop, they're everywhere. Some different miscellaneous things up here, beads, pencils, all kinds of things. And like I said, there are a lot of projects in there that I've made, that people have made for me, and I have projects that people have made for me in another closet as well. I have another big box like that, just full of stuff, and I'd really like to put it on display somewhere. I just need to figure that out. I almost thought of putting shelving in here in the closet, but I like to have this area to wrap things. So I like having that open space. And I think that's everything. Oh, lace. I wanted to tell you about my personal lace. I do have lace in like 10 different areas in this room. Like every time I think I've organized my lace, I find like a whole nother box of it. This is kind of how I organize my lace. I also like having this empty space because then I can put my basket up there and search through things. I have them clipped on cards like this. And that way I can just kind of flip through and see what I have. And it makes it easier for me to see things and to get to things. So that's most of my collection there. I have a box full of vintage lace. That's vintage lace. And most of that lace is on cards as well. And then some of it's loose that I need to just put on cards. And I have, oh my goodness, that whole thing is filled with lace and fabric. And then one of these baskets is filled with lace and fabric as well. And those two things are filled with lace and fabric. It's like, it's all over the place, so that's okay. All right, so I think that's pretty much everything in my room, and Julie's still here. Let me do a quick like panoramic view. So that's my desk. And my full garbage can I need to empty. And then that's the left side of my room. This is mostly like all shop stuff here. Well, like here and here, and there, and there. And then back to my closet. So that is my room. I definitely have a lot of things I would like to do, some things I still need to organize. But if I waited till everything was perfect to do a room tour video, then I would probably never do one. So I just want to go ahead and do one now. So thanks guys so much for watching. I love seeing other room tours because I like to see where you guys craft. And I hope that you've enjoyed this room tour as well. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.